something that you wanted to believe, something you hoped for, you worked hard for. You prayed that one day that dream would be a reality. My name is Lisa Nitz. I'm a singer-songwriter, recording artist, and performer. And I'd like to share just a little bit of my story with you in hopes that it will encourage you to believe for the breakthroughs in your life, to believe for that dream and not give up no matter what it looks like.
This is what the breakthrough looks like before it comes. This is how the darkness feels right before the dawn.
I was raised in music since I was a child, all the way through my first year in college, where I became a music major in piano. After 1 year of performing in front of juries, I gave that up because I didn't really see myself as a classical pianist. After years later, having gotten married, 4 children, in 2010, when my youngest child was just 10 years old, I really had this burning desire in me that I was not done with my music. I wanted to know, could it be that I could actually become a singer-songwriter? Could it be that I could actually write music? And would I one day have the privilege of having people listen to that music and have it encourage them?
Just before it comes. Just before it comes. The struggle is so real.
And yet, even though I felt that way, I was still also struggling with my own belief. Is this ever going to really happen? I felt like I was too old. I wasn't talented enough. There were so many people better than me. Was my music ever going to get heard? Well, I kept writing and I kept recording, and many years later, I found myself in 2019 really feeling discouraged. Maybe some of you can relate to that. You've believed, you've hoped, you've wanted to see your breakthrough. You've worked hard at whatever career you have. And yet it just feels like you come up against that wall. Those barriers seem bigger. That discouragement, even fear that possibly everything you've worked for isn't going to happen the way that one day you had dreamed. Well, at that point, I just thought the next thing I need to do is write more songs. So I sat down at the piano, and in 2019, I began to just write lyrics that were the expression of what was going on in my heart. It started like, this is what the breakthrough looks like right before it comes. This is how the darkness feels right before the dawn.
This is what the breakthrough looks like before it comes. This is how the darkness feels right before the dawn. Hold on to your dream, though the pull is strong. This is what the breakthrough looks like just before it comes.
And I went into the studio in October of 2019, finally having to get to meet someone that I had heard about for 8 years before that. In fact, I had heard about him through all the other producers that I had worked with. His name was Brandon B., and he had quite the incredible reputation of being a fantastic producer, talented artist, and very gifted musician. I was excited that finally, for the first time in more than 8 years, I was going to meet Brandon. Well, I sat down in the studio and played out a rough version of the songs, and I'll never forget, after we started putting the arrangements together, he turned to me and he said, "You know, Lisa, you're a good songwriter. I'd like to work with you one day in writing music together." Well, that one statement ignited so much hope in me. I believed again. I had someone who believed in me.
Just before it comes, the struggle is so real. Right before it comes, just before it comes.
The breakthrough ended up receiving the Gold Album of the Year for the International Singer-Songwriters Association. August 2020, it was announced on YouTube all over the world. And yes, it was a breakthrough. I had been nominated actually in 4 categories. In each category, there was a bronze, silver, and gold winner. They had announced all the other categories for which I had been nominated in, and I had not received any awards. Just when it felt so dark, and I thought, oh well, I tried, and I just wasn't good enough. At the very last announcement, when they got to the gold category, the Gold Album of the Year, I heard my name and the title cut, The Breakthrough, announced. I'll never forget that moment. I jumped off the couch. I did a dance, a happy dance. I was so excited. And I was reminded of what an amazing turning point it was when it felt so dark for me, when I wanted to give up. But I went to my piano and started writing again. That opened up, just that one award opened up so many doors. I went on to receive several other music awards, and since then, just in the last 3 years, even through COVID, my music career has exploded. I've had many, many opportunities come my way, and I've continued to write and work with Brandon B, producing some incredible music together. I want to encourage you not to give up on your dream. Yes, you probably are facing some challenges. If you're not, then you're not really doing anything significant. Anything significant, you're going to find yourself up against a wall. But it really is true that it is darkest before the dawn. But this is what it looks like right before your breakthrough comes. So don't give up. Take out that pen and paper. Write down those dreams. Go for it. And remember, just as someone believed in me, I believe in you. You can make it happen.